How's it going, everybody? Coming back with another legit year-end review. Oh, what it be, what it do? We're talking about the top 10 albums of 2025. But beware, opinions are about to happen. Compared to 2024, 2025 has been a step down. It's still been a good year, but let's get into it with number 10. Coming in at number 10, we have Pogo Rodeo by Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. They released two albums this year. I think I prefer this one better. They're both very good. I just like this one because it kind of has that peak King Gizzard sound that they haven't really done in a while, and I think it's just a really solid psych rock album. My favorite song is Salsa Verde. I really like the groove in that, and the Come Together bridge is just a lot of fun. But all around, it's just a great song, great drumming, cool guitar effects. I don't think that's their best song of the year, though. I think their best song is Pax Romana. I think that's a really great song. I just don't think that album as a whole holds up as well as Pogo Rodeo. Coming in at number 9, we have Viagra Boys by the Viagra Boys. I wasn't a big fan of Cave World. I think I should go back and listen to it, but I think this is a huge step up from that album. I don't know if that's like controversial or not. I like this album a lot. It has a perfect blend of like funny lyrics, wit, terminally online humor, but also just really catchy songs. There's a lot of just great verses and choruses. It's just a lot of fun. It's just a really fun album, except for the last song. It's not as fun. Some of my favorite songs are Man Made of Meat, Bog Body, and You Need Me. I really like the guitar tones and the synth tones they have in that song. Sounds really crazy. But also, it kind of reminds me of like a light LCD sound system. Just a tad, but I'll try and squeeze that out of any artist I find. One thing that's really shocking is Pyramid of Health reminds me of Beck's Mellow Gold, which I think is like a super underrated album, and anything that kind of sounds like that's just really rare. So that's a treat. I didn't plan this video out much, so that's all I have to say. Coming in at number 8, we have The Har. I think that's how it's said, by Black Foxes. If this flew under your radar, check this one out. It's a really good album. It's kind of like if Radiohead tried to write Death Consciousness, but like with a placebo twist. If that makes any sense. And if this was Death Consciousness, it starts with a kind of ambient-y song. I don't think I said that word right, or made it up. And then there's like the next song 2. It has the driving bass with the more dance groove drum beat, kind of like Blood Hail, huh? But then Where Have You Been? It's not the last song on the album, but it reminds me a lot of Earth Mover, except more condensed. Kind of quieter opening, and then it hits that big climax and has the tremolo guitar. Sounds a lot like Earth Mover. Earth Mover to me. So if that's your thing, check it out. I'm going to say something that's going to lose me 200 social credits. But this is kind of like if slowcore met crescendo core. And I'm done here. Coming in at number 7, one of my most anticipated albums of the year, Private Music. Sadly, I do think on the big picture, this is one of Deftones' weaker albums, but I'm a pretty big Deftones fan, so I still enjoy it a lot. I think the singles are really great. I also really love the guitar part in Infinite Source. I just wish the chorus for that song was like a tad better, tad stronger. Milk and Madonna reminds me a lot of Swerve City, and I think that's probably my favorite song off this album. I just think the chorus is a lot of fun. I'm gonna do a Deftones album ranking video at some point, so I don't want to get too much into it. But I think this album is a little bit more on the forgettable side. It's like some of the lesser songs are just kind of they're good. They don't really stand out to me. I think it's a really good album. That's it. Coming in at number 6, we have Forward by First Day Back. This year I've been getting a lot into Midwest emo, and I think this is just a really solid album, especially for it being a debut. I'm so excited to see what these guys come up with next. Biggest standout on this album, or for this band, the vocals and guitar playing. They just match the music so well, especially their scream, like scream. It's it just feels right. It matches the music like to a T. Also, the guitar playing throughout this album is just so good. There's a lot of like arpeggio, finger pick stuff. Well, maybe it's not finger pick, but and the violins, violas. I did no research. I don't know which it is, and I played brass. I can't tell the higher strings apart. It just all sounds so good. This album's so consistently good. I can't pick a favorite song. This entire album's good. Check it out if you haven't heard it. Here's a secret. I don't know if you can tell, but I didn't write a script for this one, and I'm kind of regretting it.
What the hell is even that?
Coming in at number 5, we have the long-awaited debut of Maruja, Pain to Power. First off, the drumming and saxophone playing throughout this album is just top-notch insanity. And then there's these crazy guitar noises going on throughout it and British rambling, yapping. What a great album. It's like basically flawless. Except the one flaw that I have. The one thing that kept me from giving this album a 5 is Born to Die. It's just too long and not enough happens in it. I like the individual sections, but it's a fifth of the entire album, and it could have been condensed into like a 4 or 5 minute song. There's not enough happens in that song. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. However, Look Down on Us is probably going to be their magnum opus. It's super complex, crazy drumming, crazy saxophone, uh, shouting. It's catchy. I love the chorus where he screams, "Look down on us." And then it gets to that middle section where it gets really pretty, and then it slowly builds back up, and there's this amazing saxophone solo, and it slowly builds back up to that like explosive climax at the end. This is probably gonna be their best song. Trenches reminds me a lot of Fist of Steel by Rage Against the Machine, so I think it's a lot of fun. One of my favorite Rage songs. Okay, coming in at number 4 is In the Earth Again. This is probably the most unique album ever. Like the blend of Americana, indie folk, and then also like sludge metal and noise rock. On paper, it sounds terrible, but they just pull it off so well. And this is probably like the best produced album of the year. All those guitars just sound so good. The clean guitars, they blend perfectly with those super heavy low guitars and just all sounds so great. Like at the same time, this album's like a hideous, disgusting, like gross, grody mess. But then also on the same like underside, it's like if you dive into it, it's like a really pretty and like sad and melancholic album. It's just haunting. There's no album like this. It's one of the best albums. Especially Radioactive Dreams. This is probably a top 100 song for me now. It's just phenomenal. I feel like the Jeb Bush meme when I feel like the Jeb Bush meme when those guitars kick in. And I hate you guys for not liking this album as much as me. Hello. Wake up. Listen to this, please. It's good. Please listen to it and like it. It's a really good album. Please listen to it. The fuck? Coming in at number 3 is Gem of the West by Centuries. This album is super slept on. Check it out right now. Stop this video and check out this album. It's really good. Especially if you like early Squid. It reminds me a lot of like Bright Green Fields and some of their early EPs with like a hint of the more noisy like black MIDI elements and like a just like a tad, a hint of Cameron, a hint of Cameron Winter's vocals. Kind of reminds me of Geese a little bit. Code. I think Code is such a fun song. I love the you crack the code, you keep it for. That part is just so good. And then the second song, Cowboy Carcass, those ascending do 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 do. There's a synth and guitar. They keep doing that over and over again. Some kind of like a motif. If I was a nerd, I'd call it a motif. Uh, it sounds so great. That song specifically reminds me a lot of Squid. And then there's that extended solo with the cowbells, and then it like slowly builds up and gets more noisy, and then it like it it just it just comes back to the ascension, the ascending scale. And it's just so good. I love that song. Red Eye Removal is like an evil bossa nova song. I think that's a lot of fun. More people should make evil music. Dungeon Crawler reminds me of something off like King Gizzard's Petro Draconic, which kind of comes out of nowhere, but it's still a really good song. If anything I said sounds interesting, check this album out. Coming in at number 2 was another album I was really, really excited for. Pirouette by Model Actress. I heard their single, Cinderella, and I said, this is going to be my album of the year. And it was so close. It almost was. But Cinderella is still my song of the year. It's just such a great song. It's so catchy and so much fun to dance to. One thing I've noticed this year is that I really like something I like to call evil dance music. It's like just distorted, compressed, noisy dance music. There's not a lot of it. Like stuff like Model Actress, Fat Dog, some of the Nine Inch Nails stuff like off Year Zero. If you have any like recommendations for evil dance music, post them down in the comments. I'd love some more evil dance music. First off, the vocals on this album are just great. This album's a huge step up from Dog Body. Maybe not huge. I still think Dog Body's great, but they've just improved as songwriters so much. Especially like the vocals. Like every song is super catchy, great vocals. I love all the falsetto he's doing. Almost this entire album is just so much fun. I love Departures, Vesper, Doves, Diva. Diva has such a great vocal performance. And one thing specifically I think they do a lot better on this album is the quieter moments, especially like Acid Rain, the If I Can Be More Plain Spoken line, that gets stuck in my head almost like every other day. I think this album's really, really good. Okay. Before I get to number 1, you probably know what it is, but I just want to say I liked them before they were mainstream. Like super mainstream. I want some credit. I'm not bandwagoning here. I was excited for this album. You can't keep this away from me. I liked it. I hope I can keep some hipster credit for for this choice, but Getting Killed is my album of the year. 3D Country is probably a top 10 all-time album for me, but I wasn't super crazy about heavy metal. I thought that it was good. I really like $0 Bill, Love Takes Miles, a couple of their songs, but for the most part, it just kind of all blends together to me, and it's good. I like it, but nothing really stands out. But then this album like perfectly blends the things that work off of heavy metal and what I love about 3D Country. Except I think the highs. I think the highs in 3D Country outweigh the highs in Getting Killed, but I think Getting Killed is a more consistent album. On my first listen to this album, I wasn't like super crazy about it. I mean, I gave it a 5 and I saved every song on it. But like, it wasn't a strong 5. I didn't feel confident. In my heart, I knew it was a 5, but I didn't feel like it was at a 5 yet. But then every time I listened to it, something else would stand out, and I'd get different parts stuck in my head. I'm like, oh, that vocal line's really cool. Oh, I love that guitar part there. Oh, I didn't notice that my first time. And then it just, like, this album just gets better and better for every listen. It's so weird. It's such a weird album. I don't feel like it should work, but then it does. My favorite Geese song is probably, like, 2122 or I See Myself in You. I like their more, like, high energy, like chaotic songs, like the opener, Trinidad. But like I felt like on my first listen, this album was a lot more like ballads, like slow. He's just kind of singing, but then like I don't know, something clicked, and now I love this whole album. Everything is so great on it. Specifically, taxes in the French one that I'm not gonna butcher, the one about cocaine. How does a song like that have a drop? It's so good. Actually, I didn't really care about I'll Pay Do Cocaine until I saw the music video. I thought the music video was really great, and that let me see it in a new light and won me over. You know, I think it's one of my favorite songs. Also, Island of Men is really, really good. I love the way that it starts with those like a metronome, drum pad, whatever, and then it like slowly speeds up and adds that syncopation. I was trying to think of the word syncopation. It adds that syncopation. It's just so good. And then the guitar fades in. He starts singing, and then those kick drums hit you. It's so good. Also, Long Island City, Here I Come is just a fun song. Uh, you know where you stand on getting killed. Either you love it or you think everyone's talking out of their ass. That's it. Bye.